How to set silver stacking goals. When it comes to investing in silver, when it comes to investing in gold, you have to have a goal. In anything in life, you're going to need to have a goal to make sure you have a plan so you can have a perfect plan of execution to actually achieve that goal. Without a goal, I believe you're like a deer in the headlights. You can't get nothing done. So you got to make sure you have a goal. It's not just, hey, I'm just stacking just to stack and because silver's pretty and gold is shiny, I just want to stack. It has to be more than that when it comes to setting goals for your silver stacking. What is it that you actually want? But with my style, I do believe in the laws of success, all right? I believe that the law of success is universal wherever you go. Wherever you want to apply the laws to, the laws will always work as long as you put your mind to it. So with that being said, I'm not just going to be showing you guys how to set goals for just precious metals. I'm going to be showing you guys how to set goals for everything you ever want to accomplish. So thank you so much for watching another video of Urban Lifestyle, where our goal is to help you guys create a better life. And you guys can help out by leaving a subscribe, leaving a comment, leaving a thumbs up. Find me on my social media platform, Urban Lifestyle 1989. And don't forget to hit that notification icon so you guys get future notifications of my future videos. Let's go. Make sure you guys check out ublives.com if you guys want to get awesome t-shirts just like this. And also if you want to help support the channel by buying silver, you guys can do so as well at ublives.com. Question of the day. What are your goals when it comes to stacking silver? What is your goal when it comes to stacking gold? Comment down below, let me know. So when you're setting up a goal, when you're setting a goal for anything, but in this case we're going to be talking about gold and silver. When you're setting up a goal for stacking silver and gold, you need to know one thing. You have to know one thing. What is it that you want and why do you want it? When it comes to anything, you have to have a why, all right? Why is it that you go to work every day? To pay the bills. You have to have a why, and you have to know exactly what you want to the T, all right? So in this example here, what do you want? Let's just say a broad example. I want 500,000 ounces of silver. Why do I want 500,000 ounces of silver? I need to have a why. A why is what's going to motivate me to just keep going, even through the dark time, even when it seems like, hey, the prices are going down, it's dropping, the prices are at $9, the prices are at $8 an ounce for silver. What is it? Once I have my why, it doesn't matter what happens around the world. It doesn't matter what happens around me. I know what I'm doing. I know why I'm doing it. All right. So you have to know what you want, and you have to have it backed with a why. All right. So in this case, it's 500,000 ounces of silver. Let's just say, hey, the why is when I retire, I want to have money, tangible money, something that doesn't get eaten up by inflation by the time I get to retire. Now, we all know there's no such thing as something for nothing. I want this. What am I willing to give in return? What am I willing to give in return? I'm willing, for this example, to give my time. I'm willing to give my money. And my time, what do I mean by my time? Hey, I'm going to be doing the research. I'm going to be going online, seeing when's the best time to buy. Hey, the prices are down right now. Okay, hey, now let's do some research. Okay, cool. Let me go and buy some. I'm willing to give my time for my future. And also, not just that, I'm willing to give the time that I go to work to make money so I can take that exact same money and buy gold and silver with it. Understanding the purpose behind it. When you just put it like that, oh, I'm just spending my money and just putting it in gold and silver. But once you understand the purpose, hey, this is for retirement. This is like a semi gold and silver 401k plan. So I'm doing that. I'm putting in my money. That's what I'm giving in return. I'm putting away my money. Matter of fact, I may be giving up some fun time. All right. I could have took the money I went to go out, or I could have took the money I went to go to the youth fair, or went to this carnival, or went to the circus, or went on vacation, and I took that money and purchased gold and silver with it. That's what I'm willing to give away to reach my goals. Okay. You have to look at it in a broad aspect. Right now, when you have all that, you have to have a deadline, all right? A goal without a deadline is nothing but a wish. You hear people's like, oh, someday I'm going to do this. Someday I'm going to do this. Someday I'm going to buy a house. When I talk about, hey, when I'm going to be buying my apartment complex to rent out to people so I can be a landlord, it doesn't sound good every time I say it, but when I say that, I don't say, oh, someday I'm going to do this, or someday I'm going to buy a house, or someday I'm going to buy an apartment complex. No, it has a deadline. I say January 2020, that's when I'm going to be in the market to look for houses. It's not a wish, it's a goal with a deadline. So for this case, I want 500 ounces of silver. I'm willing to give my time, I'm willing to give my money, but when do I want it? Now we want to be reasonable, okay? So I say by the time I retire, since that's my why. All right, I want to have that for retirement. I want to have 500,000 ounces by the time I retire. So let's just say at the age of 65, that's when the average American gets to retire. Okay, now it may be a little bit more, maybe 75 by the time I get around that time, but let's just say 65. Now I do want to let you know this is not my goals. This is just examples, okay? But let's say by the age of 65, that's my deadline. I know exactly when I want it to be done. All right, by the age of 65, what do I do next? Now I have the why, I have my want, I know what I'm willing to give in return, and I know the deadline. What's next? You have to keep it in your forefront. Now, that's 30 years for me. That's 30 years. From 65, that's 35 years. 35 years is a long time to stay focused on something. So you have to make sure you keep your why. It has to be strong enough. Your why has to be strong enough to make sure it guides you and keeps it in the forefront of your mind. All right, you have a goal, you know exactly what you want. What it is you need to talk about it each and every day. Tell it to yourself, write it down. Hey, when you wake up, hey, my goal is to have such and such and such by this amount of time, and I'm willing to give this for it, and this is what I'm going to do each and every day to actually reach that goal. All right, that last part is about to be the next one after this, but you have to keep it in the forefront of your mind. How do you do that? Like I just said, repeat it to yourself each and every day. Understand that your mind does not understand the difference between the truth and the lie. If I tell myself, hey, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I deserve success, I start believing it. My mind don't know if it's a lie or not. And then once my mind believes it, it's like, hey, what's going on? I have to live like a millionaire. I have to act like a millionaire. It goes into your psyche. It goes into your subconscious. And once you repeat it each and every day, now you start taking the proper actions to actually reach wherever you want to be. This is how the mind works. If I go like this, each and every time, like this, right? And I just keep pounding on that, eventually it's gonna have a dent. So if you keep reminding yourself, hey, this is what I want 500,000 ounces of silver by this time, I want this by this time, I want this by this time, I want this by this time, and you reinforce that with like-minded people. You have people around you with like-minded, not people that's gonna tear you down, not people that's like, oh man, that's not gonna work. You have people that's like-minded around you every day, even if you don't know them. There's tons of people that I associate with on YouTube, that I watch their videos, that I listen to what they're saying, and they validate my thought process each and every time I watch them, each and every time I conversate with them, each and every time they comment on this video, each and every time they like this video. Make sure you guys like this, give a thumbs up. Anyways, you want to validate it, all right? That's how you keep it on your forefront. Now you guys have to do that for the next 35 years. Well, in my case, this year I'm turning 30. So yeah, the next 35 years, because my deadline in this example is by the age of 65. So I have to make sure it's on the forefront of my mind. So now I have that, right? I have what I want. I know my why. I have my deadline. I know what I'm going to be given in return. And I can keep it on the forefront of my mind. What is next? And that is set up steps. How do I set up steps? All right. You know what you want. You know why you want it. Now, what do I do to achieve that? You have to set up small steps, something that you believe is achievable. Once you believe it's achievable, that's all you need. It's a done deal. I believe it's a done deal. Whatever the mind of a man can believe and conceive, he can achieve. And also, if you don't believe that you can't do something, if you believe that it can't be done, then you are absolutely right. It just can't be done by you, because that's your thinking. So if you see this number right here, 500,000 ounces of silver, I believe that this number could be achieved, especially on this time frame. I believe it could be reached shorter than that. But if this number right here you look at it and you're like, oh man, that don't look like I can reach that, then of course you're right. And I believe I can achieve it. I'm right as well. So how do we set up our step? You put now, I'm 30, till 65. That's 35 years. That's the deadline, right? Now, what am I gonna do in between here to make sure I get this right here? You break it down into pieces that your mind can actually consume, right? How do you eat an elephant? You don't just open your mouth and close it and you have a whole elephant in your mouth. No, you take one bite at a time. So we break it down into pieces. All right, so like I said, that's 35 years. Every year from 30 to age 65, every year I would need to achieve at least let me get on this side. 14,285 ounces of silver every year until I reach 65 years old. All right. Now, that sounds a bit too much, right? A little bit too much. My mind still can't consume that. So let's break it down even more. That number would equal up to 1,190 every month. Sounds like a lot as well. It sounds like a lot. But let's break it down even more. That's 297 ounces of silver every week. All right. Now you broke it down to the simplest terms. This is the simplest terms. Every week I need 297 ounces of silver. Now, if you get to this point and you're like, oh man, this is going to be crazy. I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to do nothing for the next 35 years. This is where you recalibrate. All right. You look at this and you're like, maybe this number is a bit too high. Now, that's always the easy way out. That's always the easy way out. All right. Now we can look at that number and we'll be like, hey, you know what? Instead of 500 ounces, let me just work with 100,000 ounces. You can do that and bring this number down, or you can bring your income up to match this and all your bills. Now that one is the hardest part, but we also get to exercise our mind. All right. It all depends on what you want and why you want it. And that will give you the fuel to actually work it, or it'll give you the lack of fuel that you need to actually achieve it. I believe if the why is big enough, the how doesn't matter. I believe you'll find a way to do it. Honestly, I mean, look at me. Like, honestly, look at me. Two, three years ago, I had nothing. I had zero. And you guys want to know my exact why? My ex-girlfriend made me feel like crap. That's why. She made me feel like crap. She broke up with me while I broke up with her, and she was just talking all mad smack about me. Oh, he lives with his mom. He ain't never gonna amount to nothing. I had to buy his car, even though I bought her car after she bought mine. But anyway, that's besides the point. I'm venting now, so just let me vent. And she said all those stuff, and a lot of people, that's the image they put on me. And you know what I did? I was like, I will never let that happen to me again. I'll never let no other human being belittle me like that again. They can say whatever they want as long as it's not true. So I went and I worked hard. And I did all this, and you guys know my story if you guys watch the channel anyways. But here I am now. And to be honest with you, my wife's not listening, right? Let me make sure my wife's not listening. She texted me, she said she regretted that she ever left me, and that feels good. I mean, it's not that good, but it feels good, you know? I never respond back to her text message, doesn't matter. And that was my why, to be better than I am. And then my son came in, and I was like, you know what, I gotta do even better. I don't want to just work for the rest of my life. So I decided to build a personal brand, and what you see before you today is that brand. Yeah, that's my son right there. Even he heard me, all right? But guys, that's how you set up a goal, not just for stacking. You can use this for stacking. You can use this for job purposes. If you want promotions, you can use this for your businesses. You can use this for stock market, whatever you want to be successful in, you can use this. So you just got to know what you want. Why do you want it? You got to know what you're willing to give in return. You got to have a deadline. You have to keep it in the forefront of your mind, and you have to set up steps. All right. But guys, the video's over. The conversation doesn't have to be. Let me know your thoughts. Do you guys agree with what I'm saying, or do you guys disagree with what I'm saying? Leave a thumbs up if you do. Leave a thumbs down if you don't. But guys, thank you so much for watching another video of Urban Lifestyle. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a thumbs up, comment down below, and have a wonderful day.
That's why I work and grind.